Yeah, good morning, Roberto.
Good morning, Dennis. How was your weekend?
Good, good. How about you?
Fine, okay. Flying. We went from Cancun to Boston,
Oh,
and then when we made a ferry flight from Boston to Newark. We stayed there for the night. Then we came back as passengers yesterday from. We moved in by ground from Newark to JFK, and then we flew as passengers with our airline from JFK to Mexico. We
wow.
sleep here, and in a couple of hours, we're gonna make a flight from from Mexico to Torreon. Torreon is an upstate. It's at the north of the Republic, of the Mexican Republic.
Ah, you're a busy guy.
Yes, for these days, yes.
Yeah. So, all right. We are going to get started right away because I have an appointment, so I'm going to have to leave about 15 minutes early on class.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah. So let's get started. I see Jose has joined as well.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jose. Hope you had a good weekend too. Sounds like Roberto racked up some hours over the weekend.
Very good. Very good
Yeah.
weekend.
Good. All right. So let's get going. Let's see here. You should see my screen.
Okay.
And here we go. Play from start. All right. Since Roberto was first on, let's start with Roberto. Go ahead and read the slide.
Okay, hold a moment, please. Let me. Okay, acknowledging non-routine occurrences.
All right. Acknowledging non-routine occurrences.
Okay.
Acknowledging meaning you're saying, yes, I understand this. I see this. Non-routine, not normal, right? Abnormal.
Okay.
And occurrences, these are things that happen.
Okay.
All right. So we have class 6 of 40. All right.
Okay.
Jose, go ahead and read our objective.
Objective: to able to acknowledge and express reports about the current and development of events that recently occurred. Number 2, to be informed about operation change that may affect the regular course of action.
All right. So really what this is all about is how to say what happened, right? Or when it happened. That's what we're talking about. So, and the third thing, so what happened, when it happened, and how to react to it. How do you tell me what you think is going to happen also? So just basically how to say these things. All right,
Okay.
so let's review some what some of these words mean. Go ahead, Roberto, and read the slide.
To acknowledge. To acknowledge means to accept, admit, or recognize that something exists. It's true or is real.
All right, so you're told something or something happens, and to acknowledge it means that you understand it, right? Okay, this has happened and it is real.
Okay.
That's what acknowledge means. And then occurrence. Let's see, Jose, what is an occurrence?
An occurrence is an accident or event.
Well, incidents.
Incidents or event, sorry.
Yeah, actually, there's a big difference between accident and incidents.
Yes.
I think we'll get into that later. But so something has happened, right? It's an occurrence. And it's not always bad, but those are the ones that we remember are the bad ones. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes some things happen that are good, but you just don't remember as much as the bad things, where it doesn't seem as important. And here's an example of a woman saying, okay, this seems like something bad has happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's thinking incidents or event. Okay. Like I said, it doesn't have to be bad. All right. So Roberto, go ahead.
What just happened? Well, here It's an overrun, a runway overrun.
Mm-hmm. It looks, what else?
It looks like and they are, well, they don't made an evacuation. They are, though, they are there's some equipment over there.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys that are looking maybe at the nose wheel.
Yeah, it looks like it may have collapsed, right?
Yeah,
The engines
yeah.
look like they're,
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah, they are the ground. Yes, maybe the main landing gear and the nose wheel, they collapse. That's right.
right. So how do we describe this? What words do we use to say something that happened in the past? So go ahead and read the sentence at the bottom.
Okay. There has been an incident. ATC needs to report this event to you.
Right. So it's definitely an incident. This might even be considered an accident because usually the difference really between an accident and an incident, and an accident, it's usually some type of major structural damage or people get hurt or die.
Yeah, and some casualties. That's right.
Yeah, right. So this could be just an incident. Incidents usually just some minor damage. I don't know if that would be minor, but definitely at least an incident, possibly an accident. But here are the key words. There has been. There meaning this, has been. Something has happened in the past. And that's the key. And let's see, is there another way to describe this? Yeah, here we go. Go ahead and read that, Roberto.
There's been an incident. ATC needs to report this event to you.
Right. So these words are the same, right? There has and there's, there is,
Been.
there.
There's been.
Yeah. That's a contraction, right? The H and the A are missing and they put this apostrophe in there. So it's a way to say something a little bit faster. And it's probably how the words evolved. Instead of saying there has been, somebody just said it real fast. There's been. Yeah. So
that's right.
Right. So contractions are common in English and just a different way to say that.
Okay.
Both are right. All right. So how do we report these things? Like I said, it'll maybe give us a description of what incident and accident are here, but go ahead, Jose, and start reading this slide.
Reporting an accident. Reporting an incident involves mentioning that something occurring in the past. This situation affects aircraft that are inbound to the airport.
So stop right there. So right here, occurred. The ED, right? That's in bold. That's what's telling you that it happened already. It's in the past. All right. And usually an incident or an accident is going to affect other aircraft, right? As soon as that happens, it's going to have an impact on you if you're inbound or outbound from the airport. Just depends on what's going on and how bad it is. All right. So I could say as a controller, American 384, there's been an incident on runway 23 right. Cancel your approach. So if you were inbound to runway 23 right, that definitely has an impact on you, right? It affects you. And I'm telling you, this has happened. There's been, or there has been. Or American 384, cancel your approach runway 23 right has been closed due to a disabled aircraft. All right, so that's a little bit more detail, right? But we're also saying has been closed. Has happened in the past. And usually when you use that word be or been, it's something that happened recently. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, and I see we have two more joined. Guillermo, morning.
Morning, everybody.
And
morning.
Carlos, how are you?
Fine, good morning.
Sorry. Good morning. Yeah, we got started right on time today because we're going to end class a little bit early today. Just want to roll through and we won't do a break today so we can cover all the material. But today, for you two that just joined, we're going to talk about things that have happened in the past that impact your aircraft and how to describe that. And really, basically, there has been or there's been are keywords about describing something that has just happened or an incident or an accident right here.
Okay, Dennis, thank you.
And accidents are different, right? accident is much more severe than an incident. Usually a lot of damage or people hurt, or some people, there may be some fatalities. All right. So let's do a definition. Guillermo, how about you tell us what an aircraft is?
Aircraft. The word aircraft can reference to one or several, refer to one or several flying vehicles. For example, the return flight of the aircraft was delayed. At least 4 military aircraft were flying at the same time.
All right, so it depends on how you use the word as to whether or not it's just one or if it's more than one. In the first example, the return flight. Flight in this example is just referring to the one airplane. The one aircraft was delayed. The return flight of this aircraft. In the second sentence, you've used a number, right? At least 4 military aircraft. It's not aircrafts. It's just one of those strange words in the English language that can mean both singular and plural at the same time, depending on how you use it. And that you just learn that from practicing the language, that's all. So in this second example, even though it's the same word aircraft, it means more than one. And you can see from the picture, there's 4 of them, 4 aircraft. All right, so let's do a quick grammar review. And I usually don't worry about these technical terms, just more what they mean and how you use words. So go ahead, Carlos, and read the slide.
Quick grammar review. For more than one recently occurred event, we use present perfect. Have, been, past participle verb.
Right, so if it's more than one, we'll use that word have. If it was just one, we would use has, but more than one, we'll use that word have. Been, meaning it just happened recently. And then past participle verb means you're just using the past tense. The word is something that already happened. Usually you'll add an ed to a word to make it past participle. So here's a little time graph to demonstrate that. We are in the present, the past is over here, the future there. So present perfect is usually right in here, right? Just happened in the past. And go ahead, Carlos, read what the pilot says.
There have been some incidents.
Right. There have been some incidents. They happened in the past, more than one. See, incidents has that S at the end, plural. That's why we use the word have. If it was just one incident, it would be there has been an incident, right? But we're talking about more than one, use the word have. All right, the second grammar review, Roberto, go ahead. You're muted, Roberto, if you're talking.
Yeah, to talk about one recently occurred event, we used present perfect, has, plus past participle verb.
So I jumped ahead right earlier. I already said this, but here's your graph right here, present, and the pilot's right there. And it's just, looks like it's just one thing. So go ahead and say what the pilot says there, Roberto.
There has been an incident.
An incident, right. And a real subtle thing here, and it depends on what that first letter is of this word. If it's a vowel, then you use an incident, not a incident. And if it's a consonant, then you would use the letter A. Real subtle difference, and one of the harder things to pick up in the English language. And this is not always true all the time either. There's always exceptions to the rules, which makes it even harder. Okay, so Jose, look at the picture here. Describe what you see first.
Okay, we have a aircraft has been an incident. An
Okay.
incident.
All right, there's,
over the runway, maybe have a problem with the landing gear, and the aircraft tail at the tower requests emergency equipment,
Right.
fire department and policeman,
Right,
ambulance.
good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so something has happened here, right? And you can see the damage to the runway, and there's vehicles here, so we have some kind of an accident probably, and looks like the runway and is closed. And here's a couple different ways to say that. Go ahead, Jose.
One, the airport has been closed. Number two, they have closed the airport.
All right, so in the first one, it's singular, right? We're just talking about the airport, the whole airport, one thing, has. The airport has been closed. Or if we're describing somebody that is closing the airport, they mean
have
the air traffic controllers or the emergency vehicles or the airport operations. They, it's plural, have, right? Have, we use that in plural, closed the airport, closed is that word that says it just happened, it happened in the past, right? Closed, ED.
Right.
And just so you know, and when there is typically an accident at an airport, they will close the entire airport first to assess, you know, the dangers that are happening. Nobody will be allowed to move, take off, or land. And then if they determine, like, all right, it's only this one runway that's affected, we'll open up other parts of the airport, but keep this part closed. So just say, no, something happens, you know, well, why are you closing the whole airport? I could, you know, because you have to, just to make sure there's not any other safety issues. All right. So let's move on to when things change, you know, and we're not just describing one thing or several things that happened already. What if they change? So go ahead, Guillermo.
Yeah, right. Expressing a change in the present situation.
Okay, so you see here you have an airport in ILS, and there's some clouds here. It just looks like clouds. There's one little raindrop there, but as I click, wait a minute, let me move back a little bit. You could see, right now you see the clouds. I click and you see more clouds start to pop up. So there's a change, right? Something is different than it was a little while ago. All right, and there you go.
The weather has been worse.
Has become worse. The
Become
weather,
worse.
yeah. So we're talking about all of this. Even this is a lot of clouds, right? It's just weather is a word to describe all of this. So that's why I use that word has. It's a singular word, weather, has become worse. Now we're describing that it was a certain way before, maybe bad, but now it's even worse than it was before. Has become worse. That's how you describe when something is getting bad, if you want to say, more bad. All right.
Yeah.
Work ahead and say there's a different way to say that.
Cloud information over Chicago has been increased.
Increased. Yeah, I know you want to say increased ed, but you try and say that fast and it makes it sound better. Increased. Every once in a while, there is a word with an ED that you say ed, but it's not too many. Most of the time, you just say a little bit fast and sounds better. All right, and you can see now that there's some rain showers as well, right there. It's kind of light. And more rain. All right, now we're describing something that's happening right now. This isn't in the past, right now. So how do we say that, Carlos, that last sentence?
It had started raining over Chicago O'Hare.
Right. So that word "it" is singular. It, we're describing this thing that's going on. Has, that's why I use has. Started, has started raining. It's going on right now. That's when you're describing it just starts. It has started raining over Chicago O'Hare. Uh-oh. Now we got some darker clouds. And go ahead, Carlos.
A thunderstorm had started over her.
Chicago O'Hare. That's, yeah,
Yeah,
K,
yeah, yeah.
United States, ORD, over Chicago O'Hare. So just now, right? And as you're looking at it, well, it is in the past, right? It's because it's already started, but just that word has, referring to a singular thing, started, make you realize that it just happened. It wasn't a long time ago, has just started, has started. All right, let's talk about more of this, about how things are changing, and we'll go to Roberto.
Pilots can also report how the situation develops. For example, the intensity of the storm has increased. We have felt an increase in turbulence at flight level 280, request lower.
So these are just more words to describe what has changed or a situation that has developed. The intensity is singular, that's why we use has. The intensity of the storm has increased, right? Just happening now, but still just in the past, right? Just happening. Or we have felt. This is really, we're starting to get farther into the weeds, as they say, just a more complex way to say things. But we have felt an increase is the same thing as has increased. We plural, have felt an increase in turbulence. And that's why he wants lower. All right, next slide. Just pay attention to the windsock. You can see how that's blowing right there. And this is just a view from the tower, just some of his equipment you're looking at. Let's see what happens. Let's go to, well, now I forget who I did last. Who just read the last slide? Was that you, Roberto?
Yeah, next
Okay.
is Jose.
Okay, Jose, go ahead.
Okay.
Top there.
And an ATC may inform of any change in a situation. For example, a change in wind direction.
All right, so how will we describe? We can see how the wind is now, but if that changes, how will we describe that?
Okay, the cone can change the direction of the wind, no?
Mm-hmm. And what, you can go ahead and say what the controller says.
Be advised the wind has changed direction and gust is up to the 20 knots.
20 knots, 20 knots. So why am I using that word has there, Jose?
The direction of the wind change and increase the speed of the wind.
Yeah, but the word has is singular, right?
Has changed, yes, it's singular.
Because we're talking about the wind.
Yes.
Right? The wind, that word, even though it may seem like a multiple type thing, like it's all over the place, the actual word, the wind, is a singular word. That's why we use has. We don't say the wind have changed. The wind has changed. Or if I did want to use have, I would say the winds, would add an S to wind to make that plural, and you can use that word have. But that's what this is all about, trying to use the proper
change
words, yeah, to describe what's going on.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to the summary. Guillermo, go ahead.
Summary. In the following scenarios, you will be able to see how different message, reports, advisory, ATC shows that some situations have changed. Pay attention to how these structures are used. Has, have, plus past participle, verb. Has, have, plus been, plus past participle, verb. There has been, there is been, there has been, have
Right.
been.
So these are all words that we use to describe things that have happened or changed. For example, the first one, has have. There has been an event, or there have been many events. And have is for the plural, has singular.
Right.
There have been many accidents. Is an example where we put that been in there, and that means it just happened recently. That's what that means. Right? Very not very long ago. So these words will just help you how to describe things in when they happened and you know how long ago they really happened. Just an indication, not exact time, but how soon in the past. All right.
I have a question, Denise.
Yeah.
In plural, there don't have contraction. There have been any contraction in this situation?
There have been no.
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 Okay.
Nope. Not with the word there. If you had the word they,
Okay.
well, it would be they have, but there is no, it's not there. That's not a word. Why not? I don't know. At the time,
Okay.
came up with those, they didn't need it, but yeah, you made me think there, but there is no contraction for that.
Okay.
All right. Number 2. Now we do the scenarios. If you remember, this is where we demonstrate some of these things. And just to maybe make it a little bit more clear or give you a little better example. So the same slide or presentation slide or number 1 slide, acknowledging non-routine occurrences. All right, class 6. Here's scenario 1. And Carlos, your turn. Go ahead and read.
Yes, and scenario 1. U.S. Airways 9022 Boeing 737 is approaching the Bradford 5 arrival inbound to Chicago Air and is in contact with Chicago Center. The crew is advised by ATC that the runway is damaged.
Okay, so U.S. Airways is no longer in business. That's American.
Cactus.
Yeah, and yeah, it was Cactus. It was Cactus, and then it became U.S. Air. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was also America West too. Was another part of that company, and now they're part of American. And this looks like an old 737. Those look like some older type of engines there.
200.
Yeah, I don't know how many of those are still around.
We flew some aircraft from U.S. Airways 737-300.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Did it have the U.S. Airway colors?
No.
And they have the U.S. Airways black card.
Ah.
Black.
Huh. Okay. All right. So here's the Bradford arrival into Chicago O'Hare, and looks like there's a bunch of transitions here. So Roberto, 2 questions. 1, why is this called the Bradford arrival?
Why is it called the Bradford arrival?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the last VOR before the final part of the approach.
Right, the final part of the arrival. So this final part, everybody flies, right?
That's
So,
right.
yeah, we call that the common route. So wherever the common route comes out of, this VOR, Bradford, that's what they use as a name. We can't call it the Kirksville arrival because what if you come over Forrestal, right?
Yeah.
So we'll call it the Bradford arrival because everybody's going to fly this part.
Okay.
And then, and what number arrival is it? Is the Bradford 1, 2, 3? What is it? Can you tell?
Let me check.
6 arrivals, no?
No. Oh, right
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, if we are flying from seen by the airplane, it's a Bailey.
We have a 5, no?
Bradford 5.
Bradford 5.
It's right there in parentheses. Normally it would be up here, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. So, but there is another way to tell. It'll have, when you're on a transition, it'll have the transition and the name of the arrival in parentheses.
Okay.
Bradford 5. So that's a tricky question there. But let's go to Jose. Jose, how many transitions are there on this arrival? Can you tell?
5.
5. What do you got here? We got Kirksville.
Yes, Corpus. Bailey, San Luis, Forrester. This is a Bailey, no? Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey. You got it. Yeah, Bailey. I only
Bailey-
see, yeah, I only see four. I see Kirksville, I see
One,
Bailey, I see
2, 3,
Forestville, and St. Louis.
4. And the other, I don't know.
These VORs, Quincy and Spinner and Pontiac, they're support VORs. They're just there to identify intersections, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they're not really a part of the arrival as far as a transition. This is all transitions a route that gets to the common point, Bradford. So,
Okay.
all right, just trying to mess around a little bit with these arrivals, get you to talk in English and tell me about, what you see. All right, if you look down here, right here, this St. Louis, that's St. Louis. In parentheses, it says by ATC. You see that? That means you can't get this transition unless ATC assigns it to you.
Okay.
They use that probably when there's a problem at Forrestal. Maybe they're holding there, so they'll bring aircraft over St. Louis and get into Chicago that way. So, all right, let's see what happens here. Your airplane's right here, out by Bailey. And I say, Cactus 922 cleared via the Bradford 5 arrival, center maintain flight level 180, reduce speed 250 knots, and expect possible delay at Bradford. So Guillermo, go ahead and read back.
Okay. Roger cleared by Bradford 5 arrival, descending maintain 180, reduce speed 250 knots, and expect possible delay at Bradford, Cactus 922.
So you may have to hold here. That means something probably happened, right? We're going to find out what that is, I guess. Here's a picture of the airport. That's what Chicago looks like. If you're close in above it. I'm not sure why we're seeing this picture, but Cactus, and there's no call sign. It should be whatever that call sign was before. Fly direct Benke. So let's go back. And now, instead of going get delay at Bradford, we're going to Benke up here. That's Benke. And Carlos, go ahead and read back.
Roger, fly direct Benke, Cactus 922.
All right, and we still haven't found out what's happening, right? So here we are. Here's your airplane. You went to Benke, and now it looks like you're on your way to the ILS after Benke. If you want to go back to that arrival, Benke's up here, and then from there or Newark, you'll get a vector to the ILS. That's what is happening here. Okay, so here we are right there. And I say Cactus 922, fly heading 050 to intercept the localizer, runway 10, 050 to intercept. And Roberto, take over.
Heading 050 to intercept the localizer, runway 10, Cactus 922.
All right, so far so good. Uh-oh, there's that picture. Something's happened at the airport. And I say, Cactus 922, attention, there's been an accident, all right? That's that contraction. I could say there has been an accident, right? But this just happened. You were flying, everything was great, right? You did the arrival, you're back for the ILS, and now something has just happened. That's why we use that word been. There's been an accident, runway 10 has been closed. Cancel approach climb. So this is how I can describe what's going on. There's been an accident, and the runway has been closed. Just happened. And go ahead, Roberto.
There has been an accident and runway 10 has been closed.
Right. We're up here. You could have said there's been an accident instead of there has.
Okay.
Right.
There has been an accident and runway 10 has been closed.
Right. And that's it. Now, all that was about was you just flying in, something just happened, and how do I describe that? Or how do you describe that to somebody else? There has been an accident, there's been an accident, or the runway has been closed. All right, Jose, number 2 scenario, go ahead.
Lufthansa 853 and Airbus 340 is inbound to Chicago O'Hare by the 10-2 arrival with Pullman transition and is in contact with the Chicago Center. The crew is advised by the ATC that there is an flock of birds around Chicago.
All right. What a surprise. Birds near an airport, right? It always seems like they're around. Okay, so let's see what happens. First, let's look at this arrival, do a couple more questions. So this is the Peyton arrival. Did they tell you what number it was? Peyton 2.
Paint 2. All right.
Yeah, Peyton 2. Where's Peyton? Here's Peyton right here. And you can see this is where all the transitions come together, right? Peyton is the common point. There's the common route. Everybody flies that, but depends on what transition you're assigned as to what route you're going to fly that's different than everybody else's. So how many, Guillermo, how many transitions does it look like that you can see on this arrival?
2.
2, I see more than 2.
Yeah, this is Grand Rapid. Pullman.
Well, there's one before Grand Rapids, right? 2 of them go to Grand Rapids. One here.
Oh.
Yeah, here.
Castello.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Well, it might be something back here. I'm not sure. But anyway, you can see these come together at Grand Rapids. So these 2 would be different trains. That's 2. Here's
Bidder.
Another one, right?
Bidder.
3, and then looks like Pullman's the 4th.
Then it's going to be 4, no?
Yeah, you got it. 4. All right. And then Guillermo, what does that word here, expect clearance to cross it? Well, those words, expect clearance to cross like level 200. What does that mean?
River, you have to cross at flight level 200.
If you're assigned that from ATC, expect means this is what you're probably going to get, but you're not to do this on your own. It's not a clearance as printed.
Yeah,
this means
right.
You're probably going to get this most of the time, but ATC actually has to say cross river at flight level 200. This is just to get you prepared, right?
Right.
So you know that this may come up. So real important because there are a lot of optimized profile descents in the United States, a lot of RNAV arrivals that have altitudes, and really they're moving away from the expects. There's a lot of hard altitudes that you have to cross, but just a key thing, just remember expect is not a clearance. All right, so let's see what happens here. Lufthansa 853, you're cleared Peyton to arrival with the Pullman transition to set and maintain 10,000, reduced speed 230. And Carlos, your turn. Go ahead and read back.
Roger, clear Peyton to arrival with Pullman transition, descend and maintain 10,000, slowing 230 knots, Lufthansa 853.
All right. Oh, okay. Everything seems okay, right? Just got a clearance. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Lufthansa 853 caution. There have been reports of birds around O'Hare, northeast of the airport. So why am I using the word have? Because it's plural. Reports is plural. That's what we're talking about, reports. Birds is also a plural word, but the key word here is reports of birds. So there have been. Right? It's in the past, but recently, so that means it's probably still going on, or at least you should be careful about that. And go ahead, Carlos, you can read that back.
Roger, bird northwest, northeast of Chicago O'Hare. We will looking. Thanks, Lufthansa 853.
All right. We'll be looking. Will, that's contraction too. We will be looking. All right, back to the Peyton arrival. And it looks like you're now close to the airport where that danger was. All right, it says a few seconds later. It's probably more than a few seconds from here or there, but a few seconds for us. Lufthansa 853, be advised that a couple of aircraft have been hit by birds during the approach. So watch out as you begin to descend. Why are we using the word have, plural? Because it says couple of aircraft, more than one, have been hit by birds. That's why I use the word have. And how I'm describing it, using that word been, means it just happened in the past, recently in the past. And Roberto, go ahead, take over.
A couple of bird strikes today. Will keep an eye out. Lufthansa 853.
All right, so you're going to keep coming in. You know, as long as you don't see anything or anything gets real close, not much you can do about it until you see them. All right, that's scenario 2. Let's move on to scenario 3. And you didn't get to say too much there, Roberto, so go ahead and read this.
American Airlines 256, a Boeing 737 inbound to Chicago O'Hare is approaching the Bradford 5 arrival with Forrestal transition. It is in contact with Chicago Center. The crew is advised by ATC that the runway in use has changed.
Okay, so something is going to change, right? And it's a runway in use, and that is a singular type of phrase, runway in use. We're talking about just the runway. That's why we use that word has. But you can see it's going to just happen recently, right? Has changed. All right, Bradford 5 arrival again. You're going to see this, I think, a couple more times. But now there's a change here, Roberto. What do you see? Not only we know that runway is going to change, but what do you see change along your route?
We have weather.
Right, weather. It just looks like, so we got some white and some darker clouds, maybe some rain, one little thunderstorm up there by Magoo. All right.
Oh.
America 256 clear to Bradford 5 arrival with the Forrestal transition. Descend and maintain flight level 180, then reduce speed 250. And Jose, you can read back. Jose, you're muted if you're talking. There you go.
Roger, clearance to Bradford 5 arrival with Forrestal transition. Descend and maintain flight level 180, reduce speed 250. American Airlines 256.
All right, pretty good so far, no problems. America 256 in air, weather has developed along your route. Now I need you to fly direct to spinner, descend and maintain 15,000. So there has been a change, right? I'm telling you what's changed recently, at least just happened. An area of weather. Go ahead, somebody have a question? Okay. An area of weather is singular, even though it's a lot of things going on. That how that's phrased, weather is just singular. That's why we use that word has. And developed, ed, happened in the past, but because we put has in front of it, it's just happening now, right? Or just recently. All right. And go ahead, Jose.
Roger, direct to spinner, descend and maintain 15,000. American Airlines 256.
All right, and wow, we really jumped forward there, but spinner is over here. You can see that, right?
Okay.
There's spinner, and then I probably also should have told you what to do after spinner, right? Because if you get to spinner, I don't say anything. What are you going to do?
Vectors, no?
Yeah, probably. You would probably just keep flying straight, right? If I didn't tell you, but I should say procedure like spinner, expect to resume the arrival, or expect direct something up here. I should tell you something to expect for lost communications. So just keep that in mind. If you don't get information like that, when you start to get to spinner, you should be asking ATC, hey, what do you want me to do after spinner? You didn't tell me. Right? Okay, so a few minutes later, looks like we're getting up towards the ILS, right? Area. Matter of fact, he's on the ILS. You've skipped forward. Your airplane got past spinner. See, here's spinner. You're all the way up here on the ILS. All right. Okay. And let's go to Guillermo. Go ahead. Your turn. Go ahead and read what the pilot says. Up here. You're muted there, Guillermo. Can you hear me, Guillermo?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I broke out.
Yeah.
Chicago to American Airlines 256. Good morning. Now admit at 5,000.
Yeah.
On the on the approach.
All right. Mish. Mish, that's how I said. M-I-S-C-H, Mish. You could just like, if you imagine the C's not there, that's how you say it. M-I-S-H, Mish. All right, so you're inbound to the airport. So far, everything's good, right? Uh-oh, here we go. Good morning, American 256. Runway in use has changed due to disabled aircraft. Can you accept runway 14 left? Looks like you're on 14 right here, and this happened on the runway. So the runway in use is a singular thing. That's why I use that word has. But it's just happened in the past, right? Has changed due to disabled aircraft. Can you accept runway 14 left? And Garbo, what would you say?
That's affirmative. We can accept that.
Yeah.
14 left.
All right, probably you'll say affirmative. You'll just sidestep over to 14 left and land. Or if you couldn't, then you would say, negative. We're not ready for that. We haven't briefed that. Whatever it is, for some reason you might not be able to sidestep over or slide over and land.
Okay.
All right, so that's the demonstration. Those are the scenarios. So let's go and do some exercises. And this is where you get to fill in blanks. I know it's not easy for you, but it's good practice. All right. So here we go. We're still acknowledging non-routine occurrences. We're going to fill in the blanks. Whose turn is it? It's going to be Carlos's turn, so be ready. So go ahead, Carlos. Read what.
I'm here. Sorry. Reporting change over time.
All right. So
reporting change over time.
All right. Reporting changes over time. So something's going to, things are going to be different as we move along, is what that's saying. So you got an airplane here. Looks like we go underneath some clouds and some rain over here. So these are the instructions. So it's role play. So go ahead, Carlos, read our instructions.
Role play. The instructor will be ATC and you the pilot. From the following dialogue, elaborate a pilot ATC interaction by role playing and filling in the blanks.
Right. So the following dialogue, that means conversation, talking back and forth. Elaborate, explain what's going on, or give more detail. That's what those words, they're pretty fancy words. We don't use them a lot in our language, but you got to kind of know what they mean. All right, so let's go through this. Carlos, you be the pilot. Oops, I don't want to give you the answer. There we go.
Thank you. Please advise on the status of the storm on heading 070.
And the storm, northeast.
Sorry, it was garbled. You say the storm has been moved northeast?
Or has moved, right?
Okay.
In the past. Yeah. If you want to use that word been, you can. You can say has been moving, right? Has been moving. But in this case, we just say has moved. Go ahead and read that again.
Okay. Sorry, it was garbled. You say the storm has moved northeast?
Yeah, moved. I know you want to say move it, but it's moved. Moved. Okay. So why do they use that word has there, Carlos?
In the past?
Yeah, it is in the past, but also why not have? Yeah, it's a singular term. Has a singular. We're talking about the storm. Yeah. One thing. The storm has moved. We don't say the storm have moved. If we want to use the word have, it has to be more than one. The storms have moved, but it's just one, so it's the storm has moved. All right, very good. And I say affirmative, the storm has moved northeast. We're just describing what happened with the storm. All right, Carlos, you got your shot. Roberto, here we go. And there we go.
Center Delta 885, any information on the intensity of the storm?
It's getting worse. It's now.
Sorry, I couldn't hear well. You said it has. You said it. You said it's.
Here's your word right here in parentheses.
Okay, it has been increasing, or
Okay, it has been increasing would be correct, or has increased. If you want to just use that word in the past, you add the ed, right? Has increased. If I want to describe it's really just happening right now, a little bit in the past, but right, that's when you use that word been. Has been increasing means going on right now. This is saying it happened in the past.
okay.
We're not really sure how long in the past, but not right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So has increased. Affirmative, it has increased. Has increased. All right. Jose, your turn.
Pilot Center Delta 847 requests the Hector transition.
American 388, break off your approach and turn right heading 080. The airport is closed due to an accident.
Runway 22, it has closed to the accident. Is
Okay.
that what do you say?
All right, that's good. It has closed. That's one way to say it. There may be another
It
one.
has been, it has
Or how about
closed.
runway
closed.
22 has what?
It
Has.
has
Don't put the word in there. How about runway 22 has
been closed.
closed? Right, runway 22 has been closed. That means it just happened. Even though it's still in the past, it just happened a few moments ago. Right. If it happened a while ago, I would say runway 22 has closed. Right, that was a while ago. Has been closed means it just happened recently, not too long ago. Right. I say affirmative, runway 22 has been closed. A very small or slight difference between those words. Has closed and has been closed, it's just a time thing. It's just how long ago, really.
Oh, then it's a question.
Mm-hmm.
We could also say runway 22, it's closed due an accident. Is that what you said?
You could say that. It's closed right up, because up here it says the airport is closed. You're telling me right now what's going on. It's closed, right? You could say runway 22 is closed due to an accident. Is that what you said? Yes, that would be correct also. And that's the problem with our language and a lot of other languages, that there are more than one way to say things, and the words get tricky sometimes. I use that word subtle, meaning it's just a small difference. So sometimes it just depends on the situation and what you're describing or when it happened as to what words you use. And the only way you get good at it is just to say it and hear other people say it, and you'll learn it. All right. Third one for Jose. Go ahead. Whoops. Gave you the answer. There we go.
Always 453.
Wait a minute, that's me. That's ATC.
Yes.
I know you want to be a controller, but not today. All right. That's not Southwest. I'm not sure who that is. SWA is Southwest, but we'll call it Southwest anyway. Southwest 453, cancel takeoff clearance. Contact ground for a new clearance due to a wind change.
Clearance delivery, Southwest 453. Confirm the runway is used, has changed.
Yep, has changed. There it is.
To a wind shift.
Right. So go ahead and say it a little bit faster this time, a little bit clearer.
Has changed to the wind shift.
The whole sentence, Carlos. Repeat the whole sentence. Yeah.
Clearance delivery Southwest 453. Confirm the runway in use has changed to the wind shift.
Right.
Due to the wind shift.
Yep. And I answer, that's affirmative. Contact ground for a new clearance. Right. That runway has changed. We're going to use a different runway. All right. Guillermo, your turn. Number 4.
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right. There are reports of bad weather cells along that route.
You're saying but weather cells has been developed along the route?
Which word did you use? Did you use has or have?
No, let's see. It's have
Have, right.
have
Why?
developed. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a plural, no?
Yeah, cells. You're saying bad weather cells have developed along my route. Just one little difference, right? Singular or plural. Singular, you use has. Plural, we use have. All right. I say affirmative. My radar doesn't show that far. Advise if you need deviation. This has nothing to do with how we're describing it, but it's just how the situation developed. And you say,
Roger.
go on. All right. All right. Back to Carlos, number 5.
Pilot. I'm pilot. Center, November 903, Papa Uniform.
Go ahead, November 903, Papa Uniform.
They are affected by the storm. Has grown considerably with like a deviation to the north.
All right, good. Has, because we're talking about the area. The area has, right? The area affected by has. Now, this is a weird one. It's not G-R-O-W-E-D, grow. That's not a word. This is one of those. Grown. There it is, has grown. For some reason, somebody decided that the past tense of grow is grown. Maybe because it sounds better. It sounds better than growed. Yeah, so.
Oh my God, okay.
So I don't know how to tell you about this other than you have to memorize this, that the past form of grow is grown. All right. And I say, all right, stand by for vectors to the north.
Roger, expecting vectors to the north.
All right, very good. Okay. And that's a tough one there. All right, number 6. I think there's 8 of these. 6. This is for Roberto. And American 4487, maintain flight level 330.
Request lower American 4487, turbulence has been going from moderate to severe. Has increased.
Okay, we got to use the form of the word go.
Or
you're on the right track. You're on has what?
Yeah, it could be increased. Has gone.
Okay, another word that doesn't end in AD when it's when
it's an irregular.
Yeah, there you go. Good word. Irregular. It's not normal. They've come up with a different way to say this word in the past. Gone. You just have to memorize. Turbulence has gone. But you did use the right. You use has because we're talking about turbulence, which is a singular word, even though turbulence itself is more than one thing. Okay. All right. And I say again, you are unreadable.
Turbulence has increased at flight level 330, request lower.
Perfect. All right. You wanted to say that before up here because you didn't like that word go. You wanted to use that word increase, but you got it. Here it is. Turbulence has increased. We're using has because turbulence is a singular word. Has increased. This happened in the past.
Okay.
Very good. And I say, just set a maintain flight level 300. Now, you don't want to be up there. 330, we'll try lower. All right. Number 7 for Jose. Wind is stronger now.
I understand wind speed has increased.
Yes, has increased. Right. Wind speed, that's one thing, right? Singular, has increased in the past. Affirmative, wind has increased by 20 knots. All right, and Guillermo, you get to do the last one here, number 8.
Okay. Confirm if visibility has dropped to minimums.
Yeah. Affirmative, visibility is down to minimums or has dropped to minimums. Has dropped, because we're talking about visibility. Once again, a singular word. We use has. Dropped in the past. We had that ED. unless it's in a regular word, which you have to memorize. Uh-oh, I thought there was only 8. Looks like there's more than that. So.
That's good.
All right, that's
Ground.
good. Carlos, oh, dang it, I gave you the answer. Go ahead, Carlos. You better get this right.
You put so fast.
Ah,
Ground. The ground crew some fuel. The sentence, ground, the ground crew has spilled some fuel.
yeah, has spilled some fuel. You tell me what happened. The ground crew is a singular word, even though,
Yeah.
right, that's a tricky one, right? Right, the ground crew. The crew is a singular word. That's why you use the word has. Spilled happened in the past. They messed up over there. All right, where is that? Say location.
They are refueling an Embraer, but they have spilled some fuel right in front of us on the ramp.
Okay, so they have would be a proper way to say that or correct, but that's not the word that's here. What is this word right here?
They have.
No?
They
Have.
They've. It
They
is.
have.
Yeah, it's a contraction, right? That apostrophe means we've taken the H and the A out. We've made this a smaller word so you can say it faster. That's all. They've.
This is Dennis, did you tell me the last time, no? When they have a plural.
Say that again.
You tell me, no? When you have a contraction in this situation, they have.
Hijo,
You can say they have. That's not wrong.
Okay.
But this word here is
It's the
not they
contraction.
have. Yeah, you should say that they've.
Okay.
Yeah, you just and if you have trouble with that, just say it fast. That's all. They've. It's like you don't say spill it, it's spilled. You just say it fast and it'll become a little bit more natural. All right. That wasn't really part of the lesson, but you know, that word, that's what that means. It's just like up here. What does that word is there, right? There. What? That's a contraction. A contraction
Are.
of 2 words. Are, right. They are, but there. Because that's
there.
there. They're refueling an Embraer, but they've spilled. All right, Roger. Thank you for the report. I'm pretty sure this is the last one. So Roberto. All right, looks like there's something missing up here. Let's see what that is. Here we go.
Cloud cover and sky conditions.
This is a hard one. It's a past form of that word, but it's more than one word here. It has one blank.
Have gotten
Yes.
worse. Has gotten worse. We are going to have the file. Have gotten worse. We are going to have to file for an IFR plan. Can we do this with you, or should we file VFR on top?
You may file an IFR flight plan here with me, ready to copy. All right, but the key up here is, there's one of those irregular ones, right? It's not get it, it's have gotten, because get it just doesn't sound right. It's not, so somebody decided, well, let's find a better way to say that, or something that sounds better. Have gotten. Have? Why have, Roberto?
It's conditions. It's talking about conditions.
Yeah.
So it's several.
Plural.
Plural.
Yeah, very good. Plural. And this is irregular, right? Just like Roberto had said earlier. And then usually pilots like yourselves that work for your kind of companies don't do VFR on top, right? You should just stay IFR. This is more about a VFR pilot.
Okay.
All right. Making reports. Let's see here. That's, let me look here. Okay, it looks like there's a couple more. I know there's another PowerPoint. All right, well, let's finish this one up. Here we go. Role play. I'll read this. I'll be ATC and you the pilot. And it's the same instructions as before. So it's Jose's turn. U.S. Airways 457, line up and wait. Be advised of a report of some animal at the departure end of runway 22.
Okay, so there, there have been reports
Mhm.
of they have been reports of animals around the departure and end of the runway 22.
Yep, there you go, perfect. Reports, plural. That's why you use have. And here you're just saying, it gave you the words in here. We got to use a form of there be, right? So there have been. Just happened. That's why that word been is in there, just to give you a time element, how long ago. There have been reports of animals around the departure end of runway 22. Negative, just one animal. A departing aircraft said he spotted a wild dog. So I'm just explaining it. No, it's not reports. It's report, like I said up here, right? One, right? But that's okay. Here, you're just, you're, this is what you thought, and you said it correctly because you used that word reports. That's why I use the word have. But down here, I'm just saying, nope, just one.
Roger, we will watch for the wild dog. Wild dog.
There you go.
What is wild dog? I don't remember. I don't know.
It's not what we call domesticated. It's not a pet. It's not like one that you have in your house. It's a dog that's running loose.
Okay.
Nobody owns him. He's, he's wild.
Okay.
As when, like in the past, when animals, were wild before, nobody owns them. All right. And I think one more here. Let's see here. All right, let's go to Guillermo. Attention all aircraft.
Okay.
Accident on the runway. Cancel your approach. November 903, 1 Yankee Echo. Remember, you have to use a form of there be here.
Okay. Roger. Are there being an accident and we are cancel the approach?
Okay, there. What's that middle word? One thing. It's singular. Accident.
Oh, yeah. There have been an accident.
Has. Right. There has
There
been.
has. Oh, you're right. It's single.
Yeah. It's singular. An accident. Right. If it was accidents, then it would be there have been accidents. But it's not.
Right.
We're talking about one thing, so you use the word has. All right. And go ahead. You have one more thing to say there.
What happened?
What happened? All right. An aircraft overshot the runway.
Roger.
Okay. All right. 3. We must be moving into a different slide that I didn't realize. So here we go. Attention aircraft, there might light to moderate chop on descent report by a Boeing 737 and a Boeing 777. That shouldn't say chops. It should say chop. Moderate chop is a type of turbulence, right? All right. But it's reported by more than one aircraft too. Okay, so let's go to Carlos and go in.
Confirm. Has been report confirmed. There have been reporting of light to moderate chops on descent.
Yeah, there have been. Very good. There have been reports of light to moderate chop on descent. Right? Have, because it's reports. It's a plural word, reports, not just one. There have been. And that word been is there. Well, for one, it's telling you to use a form of be, but it just happened. All right. Pilots have reported light to moderate chop on descent.
Roger.
There you go. There it is. There's the end of the slideshow. All right, because I know there's one more. Here it is. This is the one that has 8. So I know you love these fill in the blanks, right? These are fun. All right. So here are the instructions. Fill in the blanks. In the following, let me have somebody read this. Go ahead, Roberto. You read this.
In the following slides, you will create pilot messages using have, has, plus past participle verb. For example, ATC, SOCAL approach, Burbank altimeter 2982, AB 737, proceeding on your routing, proceeding you.
Now I'm going to click.
No,
Here's,
has reported occasional moderate turbulence.
okay, so these are just the instructions. But what you're going to do is you're going to look down here and you're going to have to figure out which word to use.
Okay.
And then here, on top of having to use have or has, depending on how the sentence is going, right? Whether we're talking
Okay.
about a singular thing. So it's going to be a little hard because you not only have to figure out if it's have or has, which word down here to use. So we'll take our time.
Okay.
All right. And hold on just a second here. All right. So it looks like we got a picture of an airport here. Windsock indicating, I guess the wind's blowing that way, out of the east. And okay. Jose, your turn. Go ahead and read what the slide says at the top.
Is the runway in use?
Okay, what runway you think is in use? What should
It's
be?
runway 8.
Yeah, probably runway 8. Okay, let's see what happens.
Oh.
And
What is the runway in use?
okay, look here, the windsock is changed around, right? The wind's changed. So what would happen as a result of that?
The runway in use is 26.
Well,
No?
I'm sorry, I didn't give you the words. You have to use one of these words down here. Yeah, 26 would be correct, but you're describing what the difference is now.
The runway in use has changed.
Yeah, changed. The runway use has changed. Oops. Okay, so it doesn't give you the answer on the slide, but I'll tell you that that is correct. The runway use has changed. You're not using go, increase, move there. The right word is runway in use has changed. It'll be runway 26 now. All right. So no answers will be given on the slide, but I will tell you if it's correct. All right. Number 2 for Guillermo. And what do you describe what you see first?
There's bad weather closer to the airport.
Mm-hmm. And there's an arrow here. And then there's your airplane up there. All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, there's bad weather now.
Mm-hmm.
And in the approach of the airport.
All right, so this is moving, right? Okay.
It's moving, yeah, right.
So how would you describe that? Here it is up here.
The stern has been north of the airport. No.
Well,
have moved.
Yes, has moved. Right there, move. There's that word move. There be close to it, but it's a different set of words. But you have to choose has or have, and you did. The storm has, and then the past form of moved. The storm has moved northeast of the airport. It was down here. Surely it's not northeast yet. It would be up here, but
You can,
move there.
We can use maybe you can. Someone has observed northeast of the airport.
No, because you observe, that means you see it. You would have to use different words to describe that. Maybe someone has observed the storm move northeast. You'd have to add some different words if you wanted to use observed.
Okay.
It doesn't fit there. Let's put it that way. It's just not correct. All right. Number 3 for Carlos. What do you see first?
A lot of birds crossing the runway 15.
Yeah, and here, and you're up here, and you're twin. All right. And let's see what happens.
¿A qué horas? ¿Por qué medio la agendaste?
Reports of bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. had been reports, had been observed, have been observed.
How about use right there, these right here? You're correct, have been, but you need one more word in the beginning.
Have
Right here.
there?
Yes.
There be?
There have been.
There have been reports of bird activity in the vicinity of the airport.
Right. And you're using have because it's reports,
Plural.
right? Right. Plural. There have been reports of bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. There you go. Very good. All right. Number 4, looks like a similar situation for Roberto.
Okay.
And you can see what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
And this might be a little harder.
Birds have been observed in the vicinity of the airport.
And number 4, yeah, birds have been observed in the vicinity of the airport. Have, why have?
Because it's talking about birds.
Plural.
It's plural.
Right? Right? And been, okay, because it just happened, right? Observed in the past. Observed. You saw them. Birds have been observed in the vicinity of the airport. That's a good use of that word observed. You see it, and it's just a report that just happened, right? We're using that word been. All right, very good. Number 5 for Jose. And what's going on here, Jose?
It's raining.
And maybe
icing creation.
Oh, look at that.
Icing creations.
I don't know if it's icing, but part of
Bad
this.
visibility. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. Looks like you have 2 blanks to fill in.
Okay, at the airport, the storm has been decreased and the visibility changed.
Okay, so
Has changed.
excuse me. Let's go back to the storm. The storm is singular, so you use has. The storm has what?
Has been.
No, let's just use form of increase.
Okay.
Has what?
Has increased.
Yes.
And
Perfect. There you go.
the visibility. Visibility decrease.
Has decreased, right? The storm. Let's go back to look at the picture. Right, the storm has increased. It's gotten worse, right? And the visibility has decreased. Right?
Has decreased.
Gotten worse, right? We can't see as good. So very good. And both times, these are singular words. Storm is singular, use has. Visibility is singular, use has. And then we're describing something that happened in the past. The storm has increased, gotten worse, and the visibility has decreased, gotten worse. Right. So in both instances, things have gotten worse, but we've used a different word to describe it, right? All right, good. Very good. Guillermo.
Okay.
Somebody's in trouble here. What do you see?
Yeah. There's closer to aircraft and a truck.
Yeah. So somebody's got to move, right?
Charlie, and the other one is I'm not sure, but
yeah,
they're closer to me collision.
Okay. So, or maybe something did happen. So how we describe when something did happen, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Chris observed. Has observed? No. Have observed an accident.
No, let's not use observe. Okay, but you could say, I have observed an incident, but
yeah, right.
let's keep it simple. Use a form of these words right here. There be.
Okay, I have observed an accident on Charlie between Charlie 8 and Charlie 7.
Okay, I would take that. I have observed. That will be okay. But how about starting out with there right here? There.
Oh, there is an accident on Charlie and between Charlie 8 and Charlie 7.
That is correct as well, but I want you to use either has or have. That's what we're
Has.
practicing, yeah.
Okay. There's have to be an accident momentarily between
it would
Charlie.
be there has been.
And
Yeah.
there has been.
Yeah,
Be.
has been. Incident is singular. That's why we use has. There,
Mhm.
that's just the start of the sentence. You're describing what happened. There has been an incident. Just happened right now. Charlie. All right.
Good.
All right. Get two more, I think. And Carlos. All right. You're looking at your instruments, and
Yeah.
let me click. Oh, up and down, up and down. You see that? You're getting hit with turbulence there. So describe that.
Increase, what is increase? A change. The turbulence has been changed from moderate to severe, requesting lower delta 8592.
Okay, real close. You don't need that word been in there. Just say the turbulence has what?
Has changed.
Yeah, changed from moderate to severe. It was moderate, now severe. So you're just describing that it changed from one thing to the other. Turbulence has changed from moderate to severe. Why am I using has, Carlos?
Why do we don't use has?
Because it's singular. It's singular.
Singular.
Yeah. Turbulence is a singular word. Singular word. That's why I use turbulence has. And then what happened? It went from moderate to severe, so it changed.
Change.
Has changed. There you go. All right. I think this is the last one for Roberto. All right. Looks like we're still in this same airplane. And this is you. So take a look at it first before. It looks like you got two sets of blanks to fill in there, Roberto.
Okay. Okay. Approach United 3983, we have
It's a tough one. Really hard.
we have detected that turbulence. We have
Yeah, no, I like that. There's two correct answers. That one is correct. We have. Why are you using have, first of all?
big
Plural. We.
Oh yes, because we it's a plural. Yes.
Yeah, you
us,
used
okay.
it. You used it correctly.
Yes.
You just didn't know how to describe it. We
We have detected that turbulence.
So down here, you're looking for lesser turbulence, meaning you're getting too much now.
Have you? We have
Feel?
detected that turbulence.
Turbulence is a singular or plural word.
That we have detected
Singular.
that turbulence has increased.
Yes, perfect.
Has increased. Do you have reports of a flight level with lesser turbulence?
All right, say it all again faster.
Approach United 383, we have detected that turbulence has increased. Do you have reports of a flight level with lesser turbulence?
Yes, there you go. That's a hard one. That's, because you have to put all of these words together. This is plural. We, turbulence is singular. So up here we're using have, down here we're using has, and then you have to use the past form of the words. You also could say we have felt that turbulence. Felt would be, you feel is, and that's one of those irregular ones. Felt, it's not field, it's felt.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's why I said there's two correct answers up here, but detect, it's an easier one to figure out. We have detected that turbulence has increased.
Okay.
That's a real hard one there. All right, there we go. You finally got through all those fill in the blanks. I know you don't really like them too much because they're hard. You have to think a lot and put a lot of things together. So, all right, so let's move into the simulation. and we get to practice this even more. We won't do external on this because it's really about describing what's going on. So we don't need to fly. All right. And what's the 4-6B for me? 4, class 6. And the stage, that's just what map they decided or what scenario to load. And all right. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to be airborne, so we don't need this right now. Airborne, I'll show you your instructions. Did I just remove the instructions? No, okay. All right. You're going to have certain situations happen, and then your questions are going to be down here. So we won't show them yet. Let me, oops. I'm trying to, there it is. Okay. So let's zoom out so you can see what's going on. You have aircraft on final coming in for runway. It's probably 15, something like that. 4 aircraft in a row coming in to land on runway 15. Let's zoom in a little. What's going on at the airport? Something not so good, right? Look here. Disabled aircraft, something happened there on fire.
There is an accident.
Yeah, that's definitely an accident. The airport's probably going to close, but I don't think we'll just play out some scenarios here just to describe what's going on. You're going to ask questions and probably try and use the proper words. So up here, let's read this first. Jose, read this right here in the blue box, airborne box.
The following situation assume the pilot is in a contact with approach.
It should be tower. That should say tower, but go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Based on the following prompts, pilots will use have, has, or there is been to express. A. Reports about a current and development of non-routine events that recently occurred. B. A change of a routine situation into a non-routine.
Okay, so that's what we've been practicing the whole time in the slideshows, right? So we're going to use have and has, depending on whether it's a plural or singular situation. And something's going to happen, right? Right? In this instance, something's happened on the runway, right? All right, so let's go back up to, we'll start with aircraft number 1, United, that's United 7621. UAL is United, and it's going to be Guillermo. All right, Guillermo. Read what it, in number 1, that's telling you what you should ask about. And oh, it's talking about rain. So let me see if I can put some of that in there. Hold on just a second. We can do that. Oh, look at that.
It's raining now.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your question you need to ask. And you remember, try and use the word has or have, and you're asking the tower about this.
Okay, tower. Tower, the number 1 is Uniform Alpha Lima 7621.
Yeah, United.
United 7621 now. The rain has been decreased.
Okay, so you're asking me. So now this is a little bit of change of what we were saying before, where we were just stating something. So you're going to say has. Yeah. You start with has.
Has.
Yeah.
Has the rain decreases?
Decreased, right. Has the intensity of the rain decreased? Has, because intensity is a singular word, right?
Right.
Even if there's a lot of raindrops, that word intensity is singular. So has the intensity of the rain decreased? And I say negative. The rain is increasing and the visibility is dropping. So that's my answer. But your question, has the intensity of the rain decreased? All right. Number two is Carlos. You are in Delta 9782, and you heard about this airplane. There's something on the runway, and that's what you're asking about right now in number two.
Okay.
It's
Delta.
telling you want to know what's going on, but you're going to ask the question. How would you ask that question?
Tower O'Hare Delta 9782. Can you confirm if your runway has been closed?
Perfect. Can you confirm the runway has been closed? Runway singular, right?
Yes.
That's why I use has and in the past closed. And I say affirmative. Aircraft accident, but the aircraft is starting to move off the runway. So I'm assuming that they put that fire out. Let's get rid of that because that would make it a little bit. Get rid of that fire. Let's see.
Yes.
Uh-oh. I got rid of the airplane. I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's pretend that there's an airplane. I've removed the airplane. It'll take me too long to get it back. All right. Okay, let's go on to number three. This is going to be for Roberto. Okay. There's obviously weather and storms around the airport, but number three is where you're going to ask about it. And remember to use have or has and move in there in the past form.
Chicago Tower, can you confirm if the storm has moved to the northeast?
Perfect. Has moved. The storm is singular. Has it moved to the northeast? And I say negative. The weather is all over the place. We can't really tell exactly where it's at. It's raining everywhere. So negative, the storm has not moved to the northeast.
Okay.
All right.
Roger.
All right. Number four, aircraft number, actually, they're not in order there, are they? What call sign did you just use, Roberto? Did you use one? Doesn't matter.
Well, sorry, I didn't use it.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
The
So
call sign, sorry.
Four. Why did they do that? Why did they put 4 in front of 3? So, all right, let's use number 4 for you, Jose. Number 4 for you. And
Virgin.
Yeah, Virgin. Very good, Virgin. And you want to know if something's gone wrong because of this weather, and it's about the approaches. So go ahead. And there be are the words that you need to use in either has or have.
Could you know has been visibility in the airport?
I'm sorry, I missed it. Say that again.
Could you know how has been the visibility in the airport?
Okay, so what we're going to ask about is we're going to use have or has. You're going to, right here, there be missed approaches due to the poor visibility. That's what you're asking for. You want to know, are there missed approaches due to the poor visibility? But you're going to use the word up here, a form of there be and have or has, one of those two. So try and ask, say, Tower, this is Virgin 6304. Then you ask the question.
Tower Virgin is 6304. There.
Well, start with either has or have.
Right.
Has, yeah, there you go.
Has there poor visibility in the airport?
Well, no, what you're going to say is right here. Has there been missed approaches?
There has been misapproaches due to a poor visibility.
And I would say affirmative. Several aircraft have missed approach due to the poor visibility. So I'm just answering your question, but you're asking, has there been? Well, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Have. It should be have there been missed approaches. Why? It's plural.
Correct. Yes.
I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't have said have.
Have there been misapproach due to a poor visibility?
Yes, and that's where I would say affirmative and give you the answer. Now, if there was just one missed approach, then you would say ask, or version 6304, has there been a missed approach? Right, one. Since we used approaches, yes, yeah, didn't want to confuse you there. All right.
Yes.
Let's go to Guillermo, number 5, okay? But you're going to be aircraft number, let's make you aircraft number 2 because you're worried about number 1, what happened to him.
Yeah, okay,
There,
whatever.
There he is. He's like this. There he is. He went around, but you're asking about him. Go ahead.
Okay. Delta 9782, do you have information about I have to go around the runways approaching?
Okay, let's start with the word has, right? Let's get
It has, yeah, right.
So let's get rid of that ask ATC and start with that.
Yeah, Tower, do you have information?
Start with has.
About
Tower has. Tower has. Start
Tower
with
has.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Tower has had that you have go run approaches.
We're going to type it out. Has the preceding aircraft, and it's a past form of have to, really have gone. So it's going to be this right here. Let me type that in. There it is.
Has
This is a really hard one. So
yeah,
don't worry. So
yeah,
go ahead and say that, number
Tower
5.
Has preceding.
Preceding,
Okay.
preceding.
Tower has the preceding aircraft gone around?
Right, gone. That's the past form of go. It's not goed because it's one of those irregular ones, but has the preceding aircraft gone around, meaning the one in front of me is the preceding, right? You're here.
Right.
This is the preceding one. He has gone around, right? So you're asking me, has the preceding aircraft gone around? And I come back and say, affirmative. Due to the weather, he just went around. Just happened right now. Okay.
Roger.
Right.
Delta.
So these
No.
these are all pretty hard, okay? So to figure out. All right, so let's go to number 6, Carlos. And you're in United now. You're in United, and you're asking about this, about the amount of people who have gone around. Oops, I gave you the answer, but go ahead.
Ask ATC how many aircraft have to go around.
Yeah.
So we're United.
Yeah.
So we're United 7621. And can you confirm how many aircraft go around?
Or have, how many aircraft have what?
Have been.
No, let's get rid of the been. Have, past form of go.
Have going.
Gone.
Have
Right
to
up here.
go.
Right here.
Have,
see that gone?
Yeah.
How many aircraft?
Aircraft has
gone
around?
Gone. Yeah. How many aircraft have gone around? This is the past form of go. Gone. How many aircraft have gone around? Why are we using have there, Carlos?
What? Because it's a singular.
But no.
No. Plural.
No.
Yeah. How many
Plural.
aircraft? More than one. How many?
Yeah.
You want to know how many, right? How many aircraft have gone around? And I can go back and say, United 3103, 2 aircraft just went around due to the weather. All right. All right. Let's go to number 7, and we're back up to Roberto. We have, I think, 11 total. So you all get at least one more chance, and then we'll be done. So hang in there. All right. So number 7 for you, Roberto. And okay, let's say, yeah, well, let's say the wind, I announced that the wind is now 080 at 15. And you have a question about that, and it's in number 7.
Okay, Virgin, Chicago Tower, Virgin 6304. Can you confirm if the runway has changed?
Okay, or the runway in use has changed. Very
The
good.
runway in use has changed?
So why did you use that word has?
Because it's a singular for runway.
Yes. Has the runway in use changed? ED.
Has the runway in use changed?
Very good. Or yeah, has the runway changed? You want to know, which
Has the
runway
runway
am I
changed?
landing on? Right. Very good.
Okay.
All right, Roberto. All right. Jose, number 8. Let's see what you're talking about there. Okay, so you found out from a company that you're going to park at a different spot. So how would you ask ATC? Maybe ATC knows about it. Let's say you're in United Aircraft, you're on short final. Try and ask that question about your gate.
Okay, let me think.
Okay, so first, the first thing to think about is gate, singular or plural.
It's singular.
Okay, very good. Let's start with that.
Has bueno, United 3103 has
My gate. How about my gate? How about has my gate?
has my gate been resigned? Resigned?
Yeah, reassign means you've got a different one, right? I've assigned
Yes.
you a different one. Reassign means I've given you another one. RE.
Okay, change.
Yeah, or change, same thing. You can use the word change. I mean, usually you'll probably use that. Let's get rid of that. That's a kind of a complicated word. How about a form of change? There you go. Now try it again.
Has my gate be changed?
Been changed. BEEN. Has my gate been changed?
Has my gate be changed?
Yep. There you go.
United 3103.
All right. And Guillermo, number 9. Okay, there's a report of wind shear on final. Let's say you're in Delta 9782 and you want to ask the tower about that wind shear. And you have to use has or have and a form of the word increase. So go ahead and ask.
Okay, it's Tower Delta 9782. Has the wind shear increased?
Right, there you go. Pretty simple. Has the wind shear. Wind shear is a singular word, right? Has the wind shear increased? All right, go on. Carlos, number 10. Okay, there was that accident here before, and you want to verify what's going on with the airport because of that. So try and use a form of there be and something that happened in the past, and either has or have.
Verify the Tower Delta 9782. Can you confirm if the airport had been closed by an accident?
Yeah, has been closed. The airport singular. All right, can you confirm the airport has been closed? I like that. Has been closed. Or you could have said, has the airport been closed? It's just another way to say the exact same thing. You just change the order of the words. All right, now the airport is closed and we're going to open it up soon. You're not sure if that has happened, Roberto. You get the last one. Go ahead and ask number 11.
Okay. Virgin 63, Chicago Tower, Virgin 6304. Can you confirm if the airport has reopened?
Perfect. If the airport, singular, has reopened in the past, ED, and there it is. All right. That's some hard stuff, guy. I'm going to tell you, those are hard words to have to get used to using, not only because you have to figure out if it's singular or plural, you have to figure out what happened and what form of the past tense of a word is. And it's not always just adding an ED. Sometimes it's an irregular word, yeah, different things. So this takes practice. It takes a lot of practice to get that right. For me, it comes natural because I've been using it my whole life. For you, not so easy. So,
Okay.
all right. So good job today, guys. So that's it. I got to end a little bit early because I have an appointment. But like I said, this is a hard subject. So I think you guys did a pretty good job of that. So, any questions from anybody?
It's very, for me, difficult to speak very like
yeah,
that.
it is difficult. I know. That's why all we did was concentrate basically on 2 words, right? Have and has.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's hard. That's why we spent so much time on it. And you're not going to get it perfect right away. It'll take a little practice. But like I said,
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for today, guys. I won't be on tomorrow, but I will on Wednesday morning.
Okay.
At the morning, Dennis,
Yeah, in the morning on Wednesday, I'll be on.
See you on Wednesday.
Okay, see you Wednesday.
All right.
Thank
have
you
a good
very
day,
much.
guys.
Take
See you
care.
guys.
Bye-bye.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Adiós, compañeros.
Adiós.
Compañero.
Charlie, bye.
Saquen las chelas.
Órale, bye. Yo voy de vuelo. Chao.
Chao.